The moment fans heard the story, one question instantly started spreading everywhere online. Why did Jungkook suddenly take Park Jimin to Hallasan? At first, it sounded like one of those small, quiet moments that happen between close friends. Nothing dramatic, nothing official, nothing planned for cameras. Just two people deciding to go somewhere together. But if you know anything about the history between Jungkook and Jimin, you also know that even the smallest moments between them somehow turn into something much bigger in the eyes of fans. And this moment, it quickly became one of those moments. Because it wasn't just the destination that caught everyone's attention. It was the timing, the spontaneity, and the meaning behind the place itself. Hallasan isn't just any mountain. Rising proudly in the center of Jeju Island, it's the highest mountain in South Korea. It's known for its breathtaking trails, quiet forests, and a sense of calm that feels far away from busy cities and loud crowds. Many people visit Hallasan not only for hiking, but for reflection. It's the kind of place people go when they want to breathe, think, or simply escape for a while. So when fans heard that Jungkook had suggested going there with Jimin, the reaction online was immediate. Why there? Why suddenly? And why together? Some fans laughed it off at first. Maybe it was just a spontaneous trip. After all, Jungkook has always been known for his adventurous personality. Anyone who has followed his journey knows he loves challenges, whether it's working out, exploring new hobbies, or pushing himself physically. But bringing Jimin to Hallasan, that detail made people pause. Because if you've watched their years together in BTS, you'll notice something about their dynamic. Jungkook often acts impulsively, full of energy, always ready to try something exciting. Jimin, on the other hand, tends to be thoughtful and emotionally aware. He reads situations carefully. He notices things others might miss. When these two personalities meet, something interesting happens. Jungkook brings the spark, Jimin brings the warmth, and sometimes those moments create memories fans never forget. Imagine the scene for a moment. Jeju Island's air is fresh, slightly cool, carrying the scent of trees and volcanic soil. The trails around Hallasan stretch quietly through forests where sunlight filters through tall branches. It's peaceful in a way that feels almost unreal compared to the chaotic schedule idols usually live with. No bright stage lights, no screaming crowds, no cameras flashing every second. Just nature, and two friends walking side by side. Fans couldn't help but picture it. Did Jungkook suddenly say, "Let's go hiking"? Did Jimin laugh and ask if he was serious? Or was it one of those quiet invitations where Jungkook simply said, "Come with me"? Because if there's one thing longtime followers of BTS know, it's that Jungkook often expresses care through actions rather than big speeches. He doesn't always explain why he wants to do something, he just does it. And Jimin? More often than not, he follows. But not because he has to, because he wants to. That detail alone started thousands of discussions online. Fans began sharing memories of earlier moments between the two. Old clips resurfaced, interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, small gestures people had noticed years ago but perhaps never fully appreciated at the time. Like the way Jungkook sometimes looks towards Jimin before reacting to something, or how Jimin instinctively checks on Jungkook during stressful situations. These things might seem tiny if you only glance at them quickly, but when you look closely, they tell a bigger story. So the idea of them walking up Hallasan together suddenly felt symbolic. Two people who had grown up together in the spotlight, two artists who had experienced enormous pressure, unimaginable success, and intense public attention. And for a moment, they were just hiking, just breathing, just existing outside the noise. Of course, fans couldn't help but wonder what they talked about during that time. Did they joke around like they usually do? Did Jungkook tease Jimin the way he often does? Or did the quiet environment bring out deeper conversations? Hallasan's trails can take hours to climb depending on the route, hours without distractions, hours where you can't simply check your phone every minute, hours where you actually talk. And that thought made many fans emotional. Because the truth is, being part of a global group like BTS means constantly moving. Airports, rehearsals, interviews, performances. Their schedules have often been described as exhausting, even by industry standards. Moments of genuine rest are rare. So when people imagine Jungkook choosing a mountain hike as a way to spend time with Jimin, it felt meaningful. Was he trying to give them both a break? Was it simply a fun challenge? Or was it something deeper? No one can say for sure, and that mystery is exactly what kept the conversation alive. Some fans joked that Jungkook probably convinced Jimin by saying the view would be worth it. Others imagined Jimin halfway up the trail pretending to complain while secretly enjoying the adventure. But the truth might be simpler and more beautiful than any theory. Maybe Jungkook just wanted to share something he loved with someone he trusted, and maybe Jimin understood that immediately. There's something special about shared challenges. Climbing a mountain together isn't easy. Your legs get tired, your breathing becomes heavier, and sometimes you wonder why you agreed to it in the first place. But when you reach the top, everything feels worth it. The view stretches endlessly across Jeju Island. The sky feels closer somehow. The wind is stronger, cooler, almost refreshing after the long climb. Standing there with someone beside you creates a memory that stays for years. So fans couldn't help but ask another question. What did that moment feel like for them? Did they stand quietly looking out over the island? Did Jungkook smile proudly like someone who had just completed a mission? Did Jimin laugh and ask if he was serious? Or did Jimin laugh and say something dramatic like, "Next time, we're taking the easy path"? These images lived in the imagination of fans everywhere. And interestingly, the reaction online wasn't just excitement, it was something warmer. People talked about friendship, about trust, about how rare it is for celebrities to have relationships that last through intense fame. Because if you think about it, Jungkook and Jimin have spent more than a decade growing together, from trainees chasing a dream to global icons recognized around the world. That journey isn't easy. Success brings pressure, it brings expectations. Sometimes it even creates distance between people. But somehow their bond seems to remain strong. Moments like the Hallasan trip remind fans of that. It's not about dramatic headlines or huge announcements. It's about quiet choices, choosing to spend time together, choosing to share experiences, choosing to step away from the noise for a while. And maybe that's the real reason the Hallasan stories spread so quickly. It reminded people of something human, not idols, not celebrities, just two friends choosing to spend time together somewhere beautiful. But what do you think? Do you believe Jungkook had a special reason for inviting Jimin to Hallasan? Or do you think it was simply a spontaneous adventure between close friends? Fans have many different opinions, and that's what makes discussions like this so fascinating. Some believe Jungkook loves creating memorable experiences for the people he cares about. Others think Jimin's calming personality balances Jungkook's energy perfectly, making them ideal travel companions. And some fans simply enjoy imagining the conversation that might have happened on that trail. Maybe something funny, maybe something meaningful, maybe both. What's certain is that moments like this keep the connection between artists and fans alive in a very unique way. They remind everyone that behind the global fame are real people living real lives, sharing real friendships. And honestly, those small glimpses can sometimes feel more powerful than the biggest performances, because they feel authentic. Before we finish, there's one last thing worth asking. If you could choose any place in the world to travel with a close friend, where would it be? Would it be somewhere quiet like Hallasan, somewhere adventurous, or somewhere completely unexpected? Moments like these remind us that sometimes the best memories come from simple choices, a sudden idea, a shared walk, a place that becomes meaningful because of who you experienced it with. And if you enjoyed exploring the story and reflecting on the friendship between Jungkook and Jimin,
Don't forget to like the video, share it with other fans, and subscribe for more discussions about unforgettable moments in the world of BTS. Because sometimes the smallest stories create the biggest conversations.